What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This your boy Jay Reed's Love, of course, coming at you once again. So last night my brother and I, we decided to go to the track. He came up, we went to the track again. This will be the first time out where everything was working that I've been since I had the 150 shot of nitrous on the Foxbody, and since he had his car tuned to its full potential, which is around 400 horsepower. So, I mean, I kind of knew what the outcome was going to be. Had a feeling that his car would be faster, and it was. But we had a pretty good night. I had a couple of scares for sure. So I didn't record any footage of it because I really just wanted to drive and have fun without worrying about turning the camera on and off. And so, but I did want to tell you of some of the stuff that happened. Like, for instance, the first race we did, he beat me, and left heel was gone. I was manually shifted. I didn't get the time for that when I guess they hadn't turned the timer on yet, so I don't really know what my time was on that one. Second race, we came out the hole and we were even. And when I saw that we were even, I lost complete focus. Okay, let me rewind a little bit. The first time we raced, he beat me, but the problem then was I didn't have my window switch on because I decided I wanted to come out the hole on the nitrous. And I did that, bad mistake, because all I did was spin, and I looked down, my rev limiter was at like 6,000, the nitrous was pop, 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 pop. It was popping, it was horrible. And then I thought, wait a minute, this wheel spin, I'm at 6K, this nitrous is popping, I better get out of it. So I got out of it. They didn't get the time anyway. The second time we ran, I was like, okay, oh shit, what the hell was that? So the second time we ran, you know, I'm doing the AOD shuffle. Whoop de whoop whoop. Again, I'm doing the AOD shuffle. We were running. Came out the gate. I was like, oh shit, I'm right next to him. So I'm so focused on the fact that he's right here next to me. He didn't get the hit on me. In fact, it may even be like a bumper ahead of him on the launch that I forgot to change gears. So I'm like revving it. I'm just pedal to the floor, looking at him. Then I'm like, all of a sudden I thought about, damn, it's called revving high. I looked at my tack, and if you know anything about a Foxbody, you know what I mean when I say this. I'm looking down at the tack, and I'm pegging that bitch at 7K. Nitrous on 7K, bouncing off the rev limit like it ain't nothing. So at that point, I got out of it. I was like, oh snap, I hope I ain't blowed up my engine. Didn't blow it up. Did not blow it up, thank goodness. I don't know. When I bought this car, that was a rebuilt motor. I don't think it was the original motor in it. Whatever motor is in there, it's pretty damn good 302. Cause I done beat it to shit. And last night, I should have split it out right up through the middle, but I didn't. Was running a little warm, but that's neither here nor there. Probably need to go over it. But anyway, so at that point, I'm like, you know, I'm nervous that I done messed it up. But after, you know, I'm coming back, driving it back to the parking lot, you know, it's running fine. I don't hear any misting. You know, I didn't foul out any plugs or anything, so okay, I'm good. I let it cool off. So the next time I went out, and I decided to just let it shift itself. You know what? I'll just let it shift itself. Now, that was a bad idea, because it was slow. It was slow. So then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to no, I take that back. The next time I came out, we had a good race. I manually shifted it. Everything was fine. I'm gonna show you these time slips. Everything was fine. So I said the next time I'm going to just let the car shift itself and see what the times look like, because I could be wasting my time trying to manually shift it. Well, there was a big difference, huge difference. So I'm like, okay, if you got an AOD Foxbody, you're trying to take it to the drag strip, you don't have a torque converter or whatnot, or a valve body, aftermarket valve body, you're gonna have to do the AOD shuffle if you want any decent times. So I'm gonna show you slips, so to speak, so you can see what I did. Let's get to that. Well, you know what, I'll just hold it. So this is the first run right here. Like I said, it didn't count, so we can throw that out. Then this was the second time. I did, my reaction time was crazy. It was a 0.12. Hope that's showing up. It's 0.12. I did a 2.16 60 foot, which was my fastest 6 foot in that car. And it was at like a 10.07. So that's when I was doing all that rev limiting and all that crap, and finished at 59. So then the let me see here. So then the next run is where things get interesting. I did a 2.19. Now, if you recall, the last time I went to the track, you know, I did horrible, couldn't get the nitrous to work. But the time before that, the nitrous was fine, but the fastest 60 foot I could get was like a 2.3. So this particular time, and that was with the 125 shot. So this is really the first good time at the track with the 150 shot. And it helped quite a bit. So this time when I ran, I said, you know what, let me hook this window switch back up, because I didn't want to go through all that spinning and stuff and rev and mistakes again. So to eliminate that, I hooked the RPM window switch back up and had it set for the nitrous to come on at 2,000 RPMs and go off at 5,600 RPMs. And by doing that, if you can see, it made a huge difference. Before the first time at the track, it was coming on at 3,000, which was probably around the 330. And I couldn't get nothing better than a 2.3 60 foot. But when I had it come on at 2,000, it dropped to 2.19. So it's imperative that in this AOD with 355s that I leave as close as I can out the gate on the nitrous. So my ET on that run was an 8.65, considerably faster than the last time I was at the track, when my best time was an 8.99 on 125 shot. So on the 125 shot, it was 8.99. I think it was around 83 miles an hour with a 2.36 foot. With this 150 shot, with the nitrous coming on at 2,000 RPM, it was a 2.19 60 foot and 8.6. That's like 0.3 of a second faster and almost 2 miles per hour quicker, with just adjusting the RPM window switch and the 150 shot. So I'm kind of thinking I probably could even go back down to the 125 nitrous shot and leave out of the gate. But we'll stick with the 150 for now. So then when like I said earlier, I decided I am going to just let the car switch itself and change gears itself. Leave it in auto and don't do the AOD shuffle. And you can see the difference that it made. It was a good run, but this is the best that I could do. 2.35 and an 8.8. Now that 8.8 is still quicker than what I did with the 125 shot, manually changing gears. So on a good day, this was still a good ticket for me at 83.99. So it still almost turned 84 miles per hour. But so having said that, I wonder what would happen if I left on the nitrous and left it in regular automatic and didn't manually shift it. I don't know. There's several combinations that I can work through to try to get to where I need to be. But Now the one thing added when it changed the gears, when it changes gears at 5,000 RPM when I'm just regularly, when it's just in regular auto mode. And the one thing that I felt like at like the 330, man, when it changed into that third gear, I just felt like it just hit a brick wall and the power dropped and it had to come back in the higher the RPMs went all the way to the finish line. So I just didn't like the way it feel. I mean, I feel like I'm gonna have to manually shift it. So then we waited. We was probably almost done, and then we was like, man, let's get one more in. It's about 9 o'clock at this point, so we got one more in, and this was my best run ever in this car. I manually shifted, did the AOD shuffle. But what I did differently was I dropped the RPMs on the window switch down to 1800. So the nitrous would come on not at launch, but soon there afterwards. And that helped a huge deal. My 60 foot was 1.96. My ET was 8.27. And my miles per hour was 86.09. Now interesting, and it was me and my brother racing again. He still beat me, but he had to work for it. He probably only beat me by like a bumper. My ET was quicker, but his miles per hour was like 88. So, you know, as far as a heads up race, his car was faster, but my ET was quicker. And I actually finished with the fastest ET of the night between the both of us. So needless to say, I was pumped just because I got beat. And I probably will get beat because with that Vortec, it just keeps pulling at the top end, whereas my nitrous, it's hard on the hit, but it feels like I'm already peaked out halfway down the track as far as horsepower, whereas in his car, it just keeps pulling. So if we were in a quarter of a mile, I don't think I'd have a chance. But in the 1/8 mile, I still think that I have a chance to beat him if I am driving right and I have the right tuning in the car for what it is. And if I went to a 175 shot, I think it'd be over. I think I could get him, but that's kind of pushing it. But anyway, I was very happy with this. Now the interesting thing about this 8.2 is the last time I was in the vet, you know, with the new wheels on it, I couldn't get, that was around the speed that I was running in it. So that little 302 would have probably, I don't know, maybe about 350, 370 horsepower with nitrous, was running the same speed as this vet with 455 vet. So the fact that if I had these two cars on the track at the same time racing each other, that $5,000 car would keep up with this car I spent tons of money in. So that tells me that I got a lot of driving, I got a lot of work to do in the vet to make it faster. And what I mean by that is, it's plenty of fast, but my driving it is trash. And I really think that these tires are kind of slowing me down. And then next time I take the vet, I'm going to pump the air pressure back up because I dropped it all the way down to like 25. I think I'm cut, and it's too grippy, and I'm bogging out the hole. I'm so bogging out the hole. My miles per hour on it was like 88, and I think I was averaging about 8.82, but my fastest time in this was like a 7.99 on street tires. So I was faster on the street tires than I am in the drag radials. So that tells me, and the car feels like it's bogging. So I need to put more tire pressure in it. I'm gonna try that the next time I take it out, and hopefully I'll spin a little bit off the line so I can get the RPMs up quicker. But yeah, that was a night at the track. We had a good track. He did what he set out to do, which was beat me. I mean, his car is definitely faster than mine. It's definitely faster because I could tell by the way he was pulling away from me. But having said that, in the 1/8 mile, I still think I have a chance. I know you're gonna be watching this, to beat him, simply because I feel like the Foxbody has more bottoming. So, you know, if I can drive it like a bat out of hell, and if I upped it to 175, I think I could beat him. But like I said, I'm not gonna do that. 150, you know, it's just if he have a bad launch, My reaction time was probably a little bit better than his, which is why on that last run I led most of the way down the track. But you know, like that Vortex got he got more horsepower than I do, so he was able to reel me in at the finish line. But that was we had a real fun night. That race was, we were both pumped because he did exceptionally. His best time the last time he went was an 8.6. He dropped it all the way down to an 8.3. You know, so that was real good. The burnouts was better. It was a good race night. All in all, didn't get no video. I probably still got about half a bottle left, so I will use that at some point. I may take it to the dyno, use the rest of the bottle, take it to the dyno, get it dyno to see how much power I'm making. I really don't care that much, but the curiosity may get the best of me. But anyway, this is your boy Jay Reeves Love. Of course, like, subscribe below. Peace.